We're back. It's week 2 in college football. We're going to week 1 in the NFL. We got some things to talk about. I want to hit like a section of things, and then we'll recap college football for all you fucking people out there. If you're actually watching, tuning in, watching the clips, I appreciate you. We got week 1 NFL. Thank God, because the college football slate doesn't look that good. We got a couple games that we're going to talk about. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm just looking at the key games like, hey, that one looks interesting. That one looks interesting. All that kind of stuff. But it's officially like football. Like, yeah, we had college football week 0. It was like, hey, here's a good taste of it. And we had full slate week 1. We had some big popular games. We had some games that we had to watch. Then we had those games where it's like, okay, what the fuck are they doing over here right now? That kind of thing. Is UCLA really that bad? Did Nico make the right choice saying, fuck it, I guess I just want to go live in LA and, get some girls in LA and live in a penthouse, do that kind of thing. Um, Tennessee's better off without him. I mean, the guy balled out for Tennessee. I mean, I think we all saw that clip where it was that play action, just drops a dime over the middle, like 30 yards down the field, like on a skinny post or a seam route. One of the two. I don't know where he came from, but it's just amazing. And I love watching games on Quad Box. And then we're checking clips on, at least I am. I'm checking clips on Twitter, like what's going on. Refresh. Watch some of watch the games. Second screen syndrome. Hang on. Take this fucking Zen out of my mouth so I can talk a little bit. But it's just amazing. And then here's the best part. I love this time of year. It is my favorite time of the year. My seasonal depression really ends. Don't get me wrong. I love summer. I love spring. I love watching basketball. I love the summertime. I love golfing. All this kind of stuff. But when that fall comes around, when we see a kickoff, when we see a big hit, it's like, okay, we're really in the full swing of things right now. I love it. But man, something about rolling over on a Sunday morning, maybe a little hungover, go get a workout in, look at the board, look at your bets, all that kind of stuff, and you see 11 o'clock come around, my time. I don't know where you're living at, but then you see that first kickoff and it's NFL. Look, I love college football. I absolutely love college football. Sure, I don't know all the names in college football. Sure, I'm not watching every play for college football, but NFL, I'm dialed in because it's name after name. And that's I think that's why most people love college or NFL football is because we know names, we know our teams, we know the players on our teams. I hope I know all the fucking players on our teams. I know the big players on our teams. So it's just nice to roll over, have a lazy Sunday, watch some football, maybe cook a little chili, have a sandwich, all this kind of stuff. Throw a hoodie on. It's getting chillier. The weather's coming down. Then we're in winter, which fucking sucks, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. The things I want to talk about. We'll get to the week 1 cap of our picks. Look, we did not do good. I did not do good in picking these games. I was like, okay, I really like this. I really like that. And we'll get to you, Ohio State fans. We'll get to you. We'll get to you, okay? First things I want to kick off with, Red Zone has commercials now. I never bought Red Zone. Hand up. I never bought Red Zone. I loved watching Red Zone on, a certain streaming device, Stream East, that apparently has been shut down, but then they came out and they said, we're not shut down. So it's really like, who's running Stream East and how do I fund them to keep up Stream East? It's going to take millions of dollars. I'm going to start maybe a GoFundMe for it, but Red Zone has commercials now. Is it going to be like, are we talking like, are we going to have actual commercials where I'm not even watching football anymore? Like I have to wait for the screen to come back? Or is it going to be kind of like a golf thing where it's like screen over here and we got commercials coming over here? I think that's what's going to be like. Kind of like if you watch Pat McAfee, he has ads on going during his show where they just take up the top and then the side. That's not bad. But again, you hang your hat on a certain thing for so many years, commercial free, Red Zone football, 7 hours straight of commercial free football. Scott Hansen, you're running the show over there. You're not running the show, but you can't. It's a money grab. It's a money grab. That's just what it is. I just hit myself in the face with the mic. It's a money grab. ESPN buys 10% of NFL buys 10% of ESPN. ESPN's like, hey, we're gonna get all this money. People are gonna still be watching this. Let's go get some more money. All this kind of shit. It's just some things just need to remain the same. I am not a fan of it. I knew this is where we're going to end up eventually. I mean, every great thing comes to an end. I'm excited to maybe see the numbers in Red Zone, see if people are like, why the fuck am I paying for this if there's going to be ads in it? Again, I don't think it's going to be legit commercials, but we're definitely going to have some ads in there. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I enjoy when I do stream it, maybe illegally, maybe not illegally for, legal reasons. I'm going to say that, but nevertheless, it's like, just hold on tight. Just hold on tight to the small things in life. Red Zone football needs to have commercial free. I'm going to stand on that. It sucks that, it's going to commercials, but it is what it is. We'll stay in the NFL. Didn't talk about this, but Micah Parsons got traded to Green Bay. Jerry Jones fucked the deal. He came out and said, he's like, we got some real good players coming out of we got some good players coming out of Green Bay. We got a couple draft picks. We got all this kind of stuff. Look, he said Michael. That is crazy. He was on your team for 3-4 years. You can't learn his name. It's Micah Parsons. It's not that hard, Jerry Jones. Figure it the fuck out. You got some draft picks for sure. You got a couple players from Green Bay. Just get rid of Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones is an idiot. Green Bay made a hell of a deal. The rumor was like Green Bay's trying to talk Dallas into like trading Micah Parsons, and the rumor came out that it wasn't true and all this kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, obviously it was true, which we all should have saw through the lines. But Green Bay might fuck around and make at least the NFC Championship game. Again, health is wealth. Is Jordan Love going to be playing? He's got a bunch of young receivers. That defense just got even better. That secondary, I know they lost Jair Alexander. He went to Baltimore. The defense is the main question. If you get off the quarterback, for sure, that helps a ton. But how's the back end looking? The linebackers will be solid like usual. But how's the back end looking? The last news before we jump into recap, Kawhi Leonard got paid under the table. This news broke today. Pablo Torre, he broke some news that Steve Ballmer set up a fake tree foundation and basically gave Kawhi Leonard to not show up, but it's like not even a real thing. And Kawhi got paid $28 million trying to get around the salary cap somehow, some way. So I don't know what to believe because people are like, there's no way he would do this. And then Pablo Torre, who's pretty credible. He does a lot of deep dives. He is like, no, this 100% happened. So it's really like, what's going on? And then Mark Cuban came out of the woodworks and was like, this isn't real. I know Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer's a smart guy. He would never go this way. There's blah, blah, blah. I didn't read the full tweet, but it was like, okay, Mark Cuban, like, it kind of seems like he did it. So I respect you defending the owners because you are like, what, a 10% owner in the Mavericks still or got bought out, one of the two. Don't get me wrong, Steve Ballmer's a super smart guy, probably maybe the best owner in sports, one of the best owners in sports, but like it kind of seems like he did it. Look, I'm not going to defend Pablo Torre and be like, hey, you're wrong. I don't know the facts. I'm not going to stand up here or talk to you and be like, yeah, Pablo Torre is 100% right. No, but in these circumstances, it's like he is usually right, and then NBA Central's tweeted out that the NBA is looking into this now. They're doing an investigation. So I'm excited to see how that ends because this has happened before in the NBA. I forgot who the reference was, but some owner did kind of a similar thing, paid a player under the table, and then they lost like their first 5 draft picks or something like that. The Clippers don't have draft picks to give away. They gave up everything to go get Paul George, who is now in Philly, and they gave up everything to go get Kawhi Leonard. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. I'm pretty curious to see what's going to happen just to see if they do get fined in some sort of way. It's not going to be a light fine. I feel like it's going to be a pretty hefty fine. I don't know how Adam Silver is going to navigate this one in a punishment kind of thing, but I feel like this should be a somewhat severe kind of punishment because it's like you're paying this player under the table. I think owners do this. It's just they don't get caught sometimes. I don't know. I feel like owners do this, but in less capacity. Like they do, like maybe, hey, like here's $500,000 in this sort of roundabout way. Like maybe. I feel like they did. I feel like they do, just not to the level that Kawhi got the $28 million. That's all I got. That's all I got. That is my thought process. I'm not going to be like Pablo Torre's right. I'm not going to say, they did it or they didn't do it. I have no idea. I'm just trying to report the news. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to report the sports news to you. And I'm not doing a good job at it right now, but it's also not NBA season, so I really don't give a fuck about the NBA right now. It's college football and it's NFL season. So it's like I really don't give a fuck about this. This will come to light when it needs to come to light. All right, let's recap week 1. I went 1-5. Let's just get it out there. I went 1-5. I forgot what my pick. I have the picks right here. Look, I told you Georgia was a lock, 39.5. I'm gonna quadruple check this that Georgia did cover because they won 52-7. They hang on 1 second, please. Where is Georgia? 45-7. What is that? Did fucking Marshall cover? Did I go 0-6? What was it? 45 minus 7. 38. Was it 39.5? It was 39.5. I went 0-6. Holy fuck. What was that line? I swore they covered. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Oh yeah, it was 38.5. Yeah, I lost. 0-6. 0-6. That sucks. I thought I had at least Georgia in the bag. I thought I had Georgia in the bag. 0-6. Correction. 0-6. That's a tough week. 0-6. I went 0-6. I didn't get one fucking game right. That's bad. Look, we'll get to you, Ohio State. Just wait there patiently. I had Monday night. I had North Carolina plus 3.5. Straight Bill Belichick pick. I had that. I said that when I made the pick. Hand up. Notre Dame minus 2.5. That was a good game. We're getting to it. LSU at Clemson. I had Clemson minus 3.5. Fuck that one up. Bama minus 13.5. Terrible pick. And I had Texas plus the 1.5. Yeah. 0-6. Ohio State. Congratulations. You proved me wrong. Did I get some fucking nasty comments on TikTok? Oh my God. Ohio State. I get it, man. I picked against your team, and I respect you for standing on business, okay? I respect you for talking shit. Oh my goodness. The comments that I got in TikTok, I looked periodically. I wasn't like, oh my God, this person. I was like, oh my goodness. Like I got 45 comments just straight OH. And then someone else 10 comments later would be like IO. You guys were talking that shit. I respect it, okay? National champions. Defending national champions. You come up to the shoe, you better fucking respect the shoe. Arch Manning, who is he? He hasn't done shit. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. But my goodness. Hey, I'm allowed to first of all, I'm allowed to be fucking wrong. I'm not an accurate source, okay? This is not an accurate kind of podcast YouTube show. This is not that. This is hey, shoot from the hip, see how I'm feeling, and talk it out with you. I'm talking to myself right here. I'm talking out plays left and right. By all means, talk your shit. But I'm just letting you know. I keep receipts. I keep notes. What was it, 2022? Was it 2022 or 2021? Dogs, Ohio State, college football playoff. Did you guys miss that field goal? At midnight? The strike of midnight, pulled it left. How did that go? You guys lost that game, right? Yeah, that was a game-winning field goal. You guys lost that. I forgot. I got receipts. Don't be wrong. I remember that video. I will remember that video. That's all I'm going to say about that. You saw that spit come on my mic? Yeah. That's how serious I'm taking this. Congratulations. You beat Arch Manning. You beat the Texas team. Flowers? Here's your flowers. That offense will fix itself. You guys scored 14 points. Y'all are talking in the comments like you guys won by 30. That's fine. A dub's a dub. I'm not going to take that away from you. That offense will figure itself out. Julian saying, whatever his name is, the quarterback, he's going to be okay. He's going to be good. He's not going to be, top tier kind of quarterback. At least right now he's not going to be. The next 4 to 5 weeks he's not going to be. Maybe against some inferior opponents, sure. But here's your flowers. That defense is legit. That defense is a top 3 defense in the nation right now. Matt Patricia, NFL guy, comes down to college, gets them boys right, gets the Ohio State defense right. That's your flowers right there. You can hang your hat on that one all year long. Health is wealth. You guys are going to be just fine if you keep hanging in there. I promise you that defense is legit. I promise you. Now, again, health. You guys stay healthy, all this kind of stuff. Run the ball really well. Get Jeremiah Smith involved. He had a pretty good game. Wasn't a spectacular game. He's going to be all right. That offense will figure itself out. Defense is always ahead of the offense in the beginning of the season. Offense will come around. Offense will come around. There's your flowers, Ohio State. Respect. Talk your shit. Y'all won. You're in the comments like you won by 21. You're in the comments like you whooped that ass. Texas was hanging around. Texas. Here you go, Texas. Wasn't the best showing. That defense clamped that offense. Oh, my goodness. They were stacked on top of the receivers all game long. Texas' defense. I'm getting to you, Arch. Texas' defense, also solid. Held Ohio State to 14 points at home. If you say that to Sarkisian before the game starts, he says, sign me up, and twice on Sunday. Every day of the week, twice on Sunday. He's going to be like, that's fine. I thought, here's where it gets tricky. Arch Manning. I'm not selling on Arch. Everyone at Twitter was roasting Arch. Oh, my goodness, were they roasting Arch. Arch this, Arch that, bring back Quinn Ewers, all that kind of shit. Arch is going to be fine. I'm not media credentialed. I'm not a media person. I just talk like this, and I make clips. That's all I do. Go watch the YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please. If you're watching me right now, like, comment, and hit that fucking subscribe button. Arch Manning is going to be fine. I'm not selling stock. I might buy more because I think Sarkisian had a very strict game plan for the first 3.5 quarters. When that fourth quarter opened up, he's like, okay, we got to make some plays. Let's go make them. And he started to look better when he started taking shots down the field, all this kind of stuff. The throws felt more in momentum. He plant, throw, read the defense, plant, throw, read two options, plant, throw. He was late early in the game. He was late on some throws, even later in the game when they had that under coming and the receiver, he dropped it. I thought it should have been a catch. It was behind him. I will say that. But if you're playing at Texas, D1 school, full scholarship, starting, you got to make that catch. You got to flip the hips. You got to catch, get the 4 yards that you need for a first down, keep that drive going. First throw out of the gate, Arch did not look good. It was a play action, boot roll out, had a comeback on the right side, threw it 10 yards short into the dirt. Not a good throw. I think he's going to be just fine. Will I eat my words if this is wrong? Absolutely. I think he's going to be just fine. It's going to be a good they're playing some shit team this week. I can tell you that much. He's going to be just fine. Now, if he looks bad against this shit team or against shittier teams that shouldn't be hanging around with Texas late in games, then yeah, we can have a cause for concern. But right now, it's maybe one of the best. Went up against one of the best defenses in the nation. He tried. He put some balls out there. Dan Orlovsky had the best tweet. It was like, imagine starting your quarterback on training wheels in like one of the toughest environments in the nation. That's what I feel like Sarkisian did. That hit nail on the head. Dan Orlovsky fucking tweet of the weekend. It just didn't feel right. I thought, don't get me wrong, all week you prep plays and all this kind of stuff, but you go in there with a strict game plan like that, keep him under control, keep him in the pocket kind of thing. Just didn't work out. Arch can run. He can run the ball. Get him out on the fucking edge. Let him make a play. It wasn't pretty from the get-go. It was a hard watch. Not hard watch, but it was like I'm expecting so much more out of Texas. That's kind of what it was. Ohio State defense, I mean, kudos to you. I gave you your flowers, all that kind of shit. Relax in the comments. Talk your shit by all means. Just know, motherfucker, I got receipts, okay? Receipts will be coming eventually down the road. Maybe around week 10 to 12. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the last week of the season. You know what I'm saying? That's not looking pretty for you right now because they looked good. Big Blue Nation looked good. Bryce Underwood looked good. He can move. He can throw. They need to get that running game going even more because that's a conversation for another time. Michigan looked good. I wouldn't be super nervous if your defense plays like that 24/7. But Big Blue Nation might be back again. Yeah, that's all I got on that Ohio State-Texas game. Again, shout out Ohio State. You guys, defense legit. Offense will figure itself out. All that kind of stuff. LSU versus Clemson. LSU legit? Gus Meyer, whatever his last name is, might win the Heisman. If he plays like that, he's an accurate thrower. He's not the most mobile guy. He can go get a few yards here and there. Accurate guy, throws the ball on time. Their running back is going to be really good. Their defense is also legit, just like Ohio State's. Got returning seniors, returning starters. I think LSU is going to be really good. That game was intense. I had the over in that game and in the Ohio State-Texas game. That also fucked me. I should have just thought, but like, big game. It's going to be an under week 1. That's kind of what I should have thought. Next big game, it's going to be the over. That's just how the system works. Battle of Death Valley is really over. I think it's LSU. LSU is back. I think their defense is, like I said, legit. Their DBs are going to be really good this year. Garrett Nussmeier. There we go. I was saying Gus Meyer. I'm an idiot. I think Clemson is going to be fine in the ACC too. I think the Big 12 and the ACC are going to be a lot better than we actually expected. The games that we watched this week, I saw a lot of good things from Big 12 and the ACC. Let's go into the next game, which I'm about to talk about. But I'm not going to say Clemson isn't dead. They're not dead. Obviously, they got one loss on the schedule. You don't want that. But you know who might be dead? Bama. Is Bama dead? Can we officially write that on the walls? I don't think so. Don't get me wrong. Kalen DeBoer's hot seat is getting up there. It's getting fucking hot on his seat. And the games that Bama has been favored by 14 points since Saban started coaching. Saban, 131-2. Do you know how fucking crazy that is? You only lost 2 games when you're favored by 14. Kalen DeBoer, 4-4. You can't be 4-4. When you're favored by 14 points, I'm not saying you need to cover every spread by 14. Or if you're favored by 14, you need to cover every spread. But, man, that is a hard look. I think he's on the hot seat. Bama's going to be okay. I'm not expecting them to make the playoffs this year. The shitty part is Alabama fans. They're just like, okay, get him out of here. He's not Nick Saban. Look, no one's going to be Nick Saban. Nick Saban is literally, he's probably, in my opinion, he's the greatest college football coach of all time. He built an absolute dynasty at that school. He built it up. He set it up, and he left it in pretty good hands. Like, he had returners, all this kind of stuff. Kalen DeBoer, he's not Nick Saban. And I think everyone who's going there is expecting, hey, this is Nick Saban do-over. This is Nick Saban 2.0. It's not. It's going to be a different kind of school. We're finally seeing what it was like. Look, I grew up in the Nick Saban era. I know what it was like, and I watched Alabama dominate for year after year. Before Nick Saban was there, they were not a good football school. I think Kalen DeBoer's trying to carry on the legacy of Nick Saban and be like, hey, we need to be in the playoff every year. We need to be competing for national championships every year, which, they might still. They could easily turn this ship, but it needs to happen ASAP. Because if Kalen DeBoer wants to be the coach there, he's got this year. He needs to make at least the playoffs, or it's like, okay, they're really going to start considering, was this the right choice? His buyout is $70 million, which does not suck. The American fucking dream right there. Coach a team, expect national championships right off the bat, and then be like, hey, here's $70 million. Get the fuck out of here. I don't think he's on the hot seat for sure. I won't say it's hot. It's very warm right now. You touch it and you're like, okay, this is warming up. It's getting there. If they lose in the next few weeks, if they lose to Georgia, I think he's on the hot seat. Because Georgia is week, 5? You have to win. You have to beat Georgia. Unfortunately, they have to beat Georgia. They might, because Georgia, they beat Marshall. They're playing some shit team this week too. I love Kirby Smart. I think he is the closest thing we have. Now, take this with a grain of salt. He's the closest thing we have to a Nick Saban with just the level of preparation, enthusiasm that he has coaching the game of football, college football. That's a must-win for Bama, unfortunately. And I don't know if they're going to do it because I think it's in Georgia this year. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like Kalen DeBoer needs to fill the shoes of Nick Saban because they're almost unfillable shoes for anyone to go into that and fill those shoes. That's all I'll say. I think Bama will right the ship. I think he'll get back on track, all this kind of stuff. That's it. Now, shout out Florida State for whooping that ass, though. Oh, my goodness. That quarterback was talking shit all summer, and he goes in there at home, opening a brand new stadium, and waxes that ass. Florida State might fuck around and be back. They had a couple down years. They missed the playoffs because someone didn't vote the right way, which I thought they would have missed the playoffs anyway. Jordan Travis gets injured. That changes your team. I don't care if you're 13-0. If you have the best player, your starting quarterback, go down, and then the next game, the bowl game, I don't know who the backup was, but I don't even know if they won or not. It was a close game to whoever they played. I thought that was the right decision. Then you have a down year last year. It's just like it feels like they're getting back on track. They got disrespected. They had a shitty year. They're getting things back on track. I don't remember the coach's name. I can see his face. If you know me, I'm a face guy. Florida State head coach. Mike Norvell. Got shit back on track. They might fuck around in the ACC too. Them, maybe Clemson. FSU. Hang on. This is bad podcasting right now. I think I don't know. I'm trying not to overreact to week 1, and I'm trying not to, but you beat Alabama like that, either Florida State's pretty fucking good or Alabama is that ass. I think there's a small middle ground where it's like, okay, Florida State dominated, Bama had to get bad game. I think it's a small middle ground right there. We're going to find out here in the next couple weeks. Either Florida State was really prepared, what was his name? The Florida State offensive coordinator. He was the coach at Auburn. FSU offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn. There we go. He was prepared for Bama this week. So that definitely plays a part into it, but man, they got their ass kicked. So we're going to find out real quick if Florida State might be legit and fuck around on the ACC or Alabama got their ass kicked and they might be ass. Next game, Notre Dame looks solid. Run the fucking ball. Get Jeremiah Love the fucking ball. You run the ball, you might win that game against Miami. Now, on the other hand, Miami looked pretty good. Carson Beck got a little bit of his swagger back. I think he went through some shit this last year. Dating Cavinder twin, maybe cheating on her, whatever, here nor there. He got his swagger back. It probably helps when you're around some fucking Miami girls. You know what I mean, Carson Beck? You're a dog. Go Dogs. But is he back? Miami's not back. They might fuck around and win 9 games. Towards the end of the season, you get around 8-9 games. You look at it, you look at the schedule, like, hey, they might choke. They're probably going to choke. I don't think they win the ACC. Now, I could be wrong, but I just don't see it happening. Notre Dame has a better schedule. They're going to make the playoffs. They're playing shit schools. They have a couple tough games coming up, but it's nothing like they're not going to go 0-4 in their next 4 games. You know what I mean? So I think Notre Dame will be fine. Miami might fuck around and be back. I'm not going to say they're back, but they might fuck around and be back. Talk to me in 6-7 weeks. If they're 7-0, they might be back. Let's get some NFL. Oh, wait. Picks. College football picks. Week 2, we got 3 games. Iowa State minus 3.5. They're 1-1. Iowa looked pretty good. They might actually have a quarterback now that can throw. But from what I've seen from Iowa State, I think I'm going to go Iowa State minus 3.5. That hook is going to kill me. I know it's going to kill me. But it's at Iowa State. I think it's Iowa State minus 3.5. I like Iowa this year. I really do. They can make a legitimate bowl game. I'm not going to say win the Big Ten, but they could fuck around and maybe make like a 12-10, like maybe a late spot in the playoff. Maybe. if things pan out. I know I'm picking against them, and I just gassed them up, which makes me want to go Iowa. But from what I've seen from Iowa State this year, or wait, was that? I always get fucking Iowa State and Minnesota mixed up. I always do that. No, you know what? I'm sticking with it. Iowa State -3.5. Fuck, I need to go Iowa. I'm going Iowa +3.5. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Iowa +3.5. I'm going Iowa +3.5. Michigan at Oklahoma. I think this is obviously, I think, the best game of the week. Michigan going into Oklahoma. Oklahoma -5.5. Oklahoma's defense is really good as well. That head coach, I always forget his name. He coached with Dabo Swinney down at Clemson. He's a defensive-minded coach. I forgot their quarterback. I don't know, but from what I've seen from Bryce Underwood, I think it's Michigan plus the 5.5. I think this is a huge test for Bryce Underwood, though. You go into Oklahoma, dangerous territory, night game. Can you handle the pressure? Can you handle the nerves? Can you run the ball? Can you make the right throws? All this kind of stuff. Because Oklahoma's coming after you. Their defense isn't to be messed around with. I'm going to make a statement after we talk about this next game, and I think it's going to make a lot of people happy that are going to see the clip. It's going to hurt my feelings a little bit, but let's talk about this next game real quick. ASU at Mississippi State. ASU -6.5. I really don't know what to do. ASU looked okay last week. I wasn't impressed with them. I like that head coach, the young guy. He's like 36 years old. Really good coach. I just think going into Mississippi State, look, Mississippi State isn't good. They're not going to do anything impressive, but ASU, it makes me want to take fucking ASU -6.5. I'm torn between a rock and a hard place. Look, Mississippi State isn't that good. ASU's ranked for a reason. But Mississippi State, you're going second game of the year, SEC country. Does Mississippi State cover? That's what I'm kind of asking. Do they cover the 6.5? Is it a tight game? Can we see it coming down to the wire? Is ASU really that good? It's a big game for ASU. If they cover and they win, that's a lot of respect. Maybe not a lot of respect, but it's some respect because it's Mississippi State. You're going down there. Give me you know what? Fuck it. I'll take a shot in the dark. Mississippi State +6.5. Mississippi State +6.5. Yeah, give me that. I feel okay with that. The statement that I was gonna make. I don't feel comfortable making this statement. It's been lurking for the last few years, and maybe I'm late to the party. If you see this and I'm late to the party, tell me I'm late to the party. I think it's officially time, at least in my head, to dethrone the SEC narrative that they're the best conference in football. It does mean more. I will say that. It means more to SEC country about football. But I think it's Big Ten #1 now. I think Big Ten dominance. Look, yeah, obviously you can say, hey, Michigan, Ohio State, national champions, all this kind of shit. The Big Ten is growing. You can see the playing fields get leveled through the conferences, through just teams. I mean, you got fucking teams bouncing out other teams left and right. You don't have starters at second or at third and fourth strings anymore at these SEC schools where, you know, back in the day you had Bama who had, you know, a sophomore, but he's playing behind a senior or a junior, and junior's going to start in the next 2 years, and the kid's not going to start until he's a senior because he is that fucking good. Maybe they were paying players under the table, whatever it is. I think it's Big Ten, SEC, kind of a fucking drop off. ACC, Big Ten and ACC are up for debate right now. If you say Big Ten, I'll say Big Ten. If you say ACC, I'll say ACC. Those two really don't fucking matter to me because it's SEC or Big Ten right now. Yeah, I thought I'd just make that statement. I came to that realization not after the Ohio State win. It's just been lurking for the last 2 years. Like last year, if you made the statement, you could have kind of be like, meh, like whatever, like sure. I'm not going to argue with that, but like you might be fucking dumb. Whereas now it's like, okay, now you can talk your shit. It is Big Ten. I think it is officially Big Ten. NFL. Let's talk some NFL. I have the games. I should have prepped maybe a little more for just conferences, who's going to win each division, not conferences, division, maybe a Defensive Player of the Year award, maybe TJ Watt, Offensive Player of the Year, maybe Jane Daniels, maybe Jamar Chase. I don't know. I didn't prep for any of that, though. I'm going to be honest. I didn't prep for any of that. I got the games, though. We got the lines. We got the games. When you're watching this, it's Thursday night. We got Thursday night fucking football on tonight. On Amazon Prime. For no free ads. Dallas at Philly. Philly minus the 7.5. I think it's Philly. It's banner night. I'm not going to make the same mistake that I did with fucking Ohio State, even though you guys got your fucking panties in a bunch. Philly minus the 7.5. I think Philly might fuck around and go back-to-back this year. They're going to make a deep playoff run. Again, health is wealth. But Dallas is going to have to score 45. They're kind of like on the same track as Cincy right now. Their defense isn't that good, but their offense is supposed to be really good. They're going to have to score at least 35 to 42 every game just to win, because your defense isn't going to be that good. And I'm not even that high on Dallas's offense this year. Yeah, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got George Pickens, Dak Prescott, who is B-tier quarterback. I just don't see them going into Philly and even winning that game. I think it's Philly minus 7.5. I think they get up 10 late in the third quarter, and then they score one in the fourth, and they cover, or easily cover. Friday night, I think it's on YouTube TV. Kansas City going to the Chargers. Kansas City minus the 3.5. Gut reaction. I think that line wants you to take the Kansas City bet. I really do. Here's what I'm nervous about for the NFL. A lot of people have been saying the Broncos are going to win the AFC West. Broncos are going to make a deep playoff run, which they fuck around and probably going to. I'm going to be honest with you. That's my not my gut reaction. I've been sitting on that for months now. I think the Broncos are going to be really good this year. Yeah, I'm biased on it, but their defense is solid. But the thing that makes me the most nervous, no one's talking about Kansas City. Everyone's like, Patrick Mahomes isn't going to have that good of a year. Patrick Mahomes is not going to be back in the Super Bowl. I don't know what the fuck you guys are smoking. The Chiefs are still going to be really good. Now, are they going to win the division? They could. I think they really could. Could the Broncos win it? Could the Chargers win it? Yeah, the Raiders, they might flirt with it for about a 3-game stretch, but I don't think they're going to win it. The Chargers, they're a good team. Broncos, I think, are going to be really good. It comes down to Bo Nix. Is it going to be a sophomore slump kind of season? We'll get to the Broncos here in a minute. But no one is talking about the Chiefs. I don't know why no one is talking about the Chiefs. They still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have Andy Reid. Their defense is still going to be really good. Travis Kelce, sure, he's a little bit older. He's still going to have his, 80 to 100-yard games, maybe a touchdown here and there. I didn't draft him in fantasy, I can tell you that much. But I still think the Chiefs are going to be good. I think they're going to be a 10 to 12 win team, maybe even fuck around with 13. I don't think 13 is possible, but I think they're going to get 10 to 12 wins. I don't understand why is no one talking about the Chiefs and how good they're still going to be good. Are they going to be as dominant as they were a few years ago? Not even close. But they're still going to be a really good team. You know why? Because they have this guy named Patrick fucking Mahomes, who I still have nightmares of sometimes. Betting against him, betting on him, I still get nightmares because it never works out in my end. But with that being said, I think that is that line that 3.5 is saying, hey, take the Chiefs. They're going to win this game. Or maybe it's telling you the opposite. I don't know. I'm taking the Chargers plus 3.5. Look, I think the Chiefs are going to be good. I think they still win this. I think they're going to go in there and win this game on a Friday night because it's a standalone game. Could be wrong. I'd be more than happy if they're wrong. I'd be so happy if the Kansas City Chiefs started off 0-1. It'd make me so fucking happy. But the Chargers plus 3.5, I think seems like the right bet. Jim Harbaugh. I get the brothers fucking mixed up. I know the dad, his name is Jack. I get the Harbaugh's head coach. Yeah, it's Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is going to have them boys ready. They're going to run the fuck out of the ball. I think Justin Herbert might fuck around and have an MVP season. Maybe. He's not going to do a whole lot. Jim Harbaugh is going to have him in the pocket. He's going to have him throwing checkdowns. And when they take the shots, they take the shots. I think Justin Herbert has a potential to have an MVP season. Is it a long shot? Yeah, because he is kind of injury prone, but nevertheless, people aren't talking about the Chiefs either. Sunday morning, you wake up, You look outside, the sun is shining wherever the fuck you're at. You turn on NFL. You just watch the games. You sit on your couch. You have a couple drinks. Have a couple, chips and dip. Have a bag of chips. Not a small bag, the full bag of chips. Sunday morning, Bucks at Falcons. Tampa Bay -1.5. I think it's a lock. I really, really do. I think Tampa Bay is -1.5. I am incredibly high on the Bucks this year. I think they're going to win their division. I think they're going to make a playoff run. How deep? I don't know. NFC Championship? Maybe. Could they win the Super Bowl this year? Maybe. I think we're a year out from that. Next year, they might fuck around with the championship or the Super Bowl. That's a hot take. I understand that's a hot take. Bucks -1.5. I think it's a lock. I don't think the Falcons are going to be good this year. I think Penix is going to have a good year. I don't think it's going to be anything special. I think they're going to go 9-8, 8-9, right around there. Maybe fuck around with the wild card spot, but I don't think they're going to be that good. I'm super high in the Bucks this year. Bengals at Browns. Bengals are -5.5. Joe Flacco, Myles Garrett, Jerry Jeudy. Is Flacco going to get it done? I don't know. I think this is going to be a shootout. I love the over in this game. 47.5. Give me the over. Give me the over in this game. But if I had to pick a side, 5.5 really doesn't do shit for me. That means the Bengals are going to win by a touchdown or the Browns are going to kick a late game field goal and cover the backdoor spread. Fuck. I'll take the Bengals. Give me the Bengals -5.5. First game of the season. Bengals suck at getting off to a hot start. Go out there, win the first game of the season. You started 0-3, 0-4 last year. Go out, get the first win, and then you can kind of hit cruise control for a couple weeks, which you shouldn't do, but hit the cruise control. Dolphins at Colts, terrible game. Not even going to be on the radar. Colts are -1.5, though. Is Tua not playing? Is Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill not playing? I understand their defense is going to suck, but the Colts? I'll go with the Colts at home. First game without Jim Irsay. They get a dub. This one's for you, Irsay. This one's for you. Raiders at Pats. I'm excited to see how Pete Carroll does back in the NFL. Now, with that being said, you're going against Mike Vrabel, a young Drake May. You got Geno Smith and the fucking Raiders, which sounds weird to say. I'm going to take the Raiders here. I don't like picking with the Raiders. I just think the Patriots are a year or two away from being like I'm not going to say contenders, but being in the playoff hunt, being late in the season. I think they're a year or two away from that. Mike Vrabel changes that entire conversation. That escalates it. If Mike Vrabel wasn't there, I'd probably say they're still 4 or 5 years away. With Mike Vrabel there, it escalates the process. But I know it's the first home game, but I think the Raiders either backdoor cover or they might smack them by 10, 14 points. Cardinals at Saints. Saints are going to be atrocious this year. I might bet on them if they play the Colts. I don't know their schedule, but if they play the Colts, maybe Miami, maybe the Giants, just to cover if it's like a 10 to 15 point spread. Give me the Cardinals win by a touchdown. I don't think that's impossible to do. Sunday afternoon, as we roll into it, Steelers at Jets. We got Aaron Rodgers going back to Jets Stadium where he tore his Achilles. Let's hope that does not happen. I don't want to see it happen because I want to see if he can still get the damn thing done. I'd love to see Aaron Rodgers go out with another Super Bowl. I really would. Tom Brady said it. I think he was on a podcast or something like that. At Aaron Rodgers' peak, he was the best quarterback to throw the ball. At his peak, just the release point, the angles that he would throw it out, how quick he would get it out of his hand, deep ball on the money. If the GOAT's saying that, I'm not going to argue with the fucking GOAT. So I hope Aaron Rodgers puts it together this year. I know Mike Tomlin's going to have the boys ready. I know he knows how to coach. Can Aaron Rodgers go out there, play conservative ball, not turn the ball over, throw off his back foot, and make some plays? Because I can tell you right now, the Jets aren't good. They're going to run the fuck out of the ball. because Justin Fields is going to go maybe 10 for 18, maybe 10 for 21. It's not going to be good. But you know what he's going to have? At least 80 yards rushing. So hit the over on the Justin Fields rushing attempts or rushing yards. But I think it's the Steelers. I think Steelers minus 2.5 is the bet. I didn't see the over-under for this one. I would take the under if I knew what it was. Even if it was like 42.5, I'm still taking the under because I don't think the Jets know how to score the football. I really don't. I know you can say Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Alan Lazard there, Kroenke. I mean, yeah, you can throw out names all you want. But if Justin Fields is quarterback, it's not looking too hot. And I do want to see Aaron Rodgers be successful this year, so maybe that's playing into a little bit. But nevertheless, I like the Steelers minus 2.5. Giants at the Commanders. Commanders minus 6.5. I'm taking the Commies minus the 6.5. Jets defensive line is going to be really good this year. The back end, couldn't tell you about it. I just know that front four is going to be really good. Thing about that is Jaden Daniels knows how to use his legs, knows how to get out of the pocket, all this kind of stuff. And he has his weapons still. He has the Terry McLaurins. He has some young running backs. I don't even know the other names of the receivers, but if Jaden Daniels is throwing the ball, I'm okay with that. The Giants. What are we going to do about the Giants? I don't think Russell Wilson is going to be the starter the entire year. I think eventually he's either going to get benched or he's going to fake an injury to get benched. I think this is kind of his last stand. I know a team might take another chance on him, but there's enough tape out there right now to be like, Russell Wilson isn't that good anymore. He's going to make some plays. He's going to throw some deep balls, and they're going to be caught. And people are going to be like, I'm so glad we have Russell Wilson. Hey, you see this hat? I'm a Broncos fan. Me and the Steelers can tell you the same thing. He's not the same guy he was in Seattle. And the funny thing is, he's forced his way out of Seattle to go get to the Broncos, to go to the Steelers. Now he's on the Jets. Doesn't make any sense. Or not the Jets, the Giants. I don't think that offense is going to be good. I think Malik Neighbors is going to have a good year. They got some young receivers. I know that. I don't know their neighbors. I don't know their neighbors. I don't know their names, but I know that offense has capabilities. I think eventually it's going to be Jameis Winston and a Jackson Dart competition. Now, who comes out on top? I couldn't tell you. I want to say Jackson Dart just because I'm a little biased. I love Jameis. I think he is funny. I think he's authentic. He just turns the ball over too much. I mean, seeing him even clips in preseason, he had a 5-yard out route on like the 15-yard line, and he threw it in the back of the end zone for a pick. Miscommunication? Sure. But nevertheless, if you're seeing no one over there and you're coming around on the throw it in the dirt. I just think eventually it's Russell Wilson's job to lose and Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston to kind of coach Jackson Dart to take over the team. That's kind of how I think this is going to end up going. But give me the Commanders minus 6.5. Panthers at Jags. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be okay this year. I think they might win the division. Houston's going to be a tough team to beat. Panthers, I don't know what to tell you. Bryce Young, I hope he has a better year. I lost that debate 2 years ago when it was C.J. Stroud versus Bryce Young. I was on the Bryce Young train. I thought he was going to be so good. I thought he was going to be the next Drew Brees. I hope he keeps continuing to grow because I do want him to be successful in the league because last year we kind of saw it. Yeah, he got benched for Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton came in for a few games and I think went 1-2, something like that, 1-3, 2-4. And then Bryce Young ended the season the last, 5-6 games, and they were in every game. He knows how to use his legs. He throws a pretty ball. It's just still not there. I think the Panthers are 3-4 years out from making the playoffs. I really do. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars can sneak in this year and make the playoffs. I'm going Jaguars minus 3.5. Titans at Broncos. Let's talk Titans first, shall we? Should we talk Titans first? I think Cam Ward is going to be really good. I'm high on Cam Ward this year. I'm kind of high on the Titans to fuck around and find out what they have and what they don't have. Are they going to make the playoffs? No. Are they going to win 6-7 games? Hopefully. I think that's the optimistic side, really, honestly. Could they end up winning 2-4? Yeah. Probably 4 to 5 is probably where I'm at. I don't know what the over-under is for their season total wins, but I think Cam Ward is coming in. He's going to throw the fuck out of the ball. He's going to make mistakes early and often, but I think he is going to figure it out. I really, really do. End of the year, Cam Ward is going to be a completely different quarterback from when, he starts against probably one of the best defenses in the league. The Broncos have a top 2, top 3 defense in the league. Baltimore, Steelers, Denver. I mean, you could throw San Francisco in there, but I think the Broncos defense is going to carry us all year. I think Bo Nix is going to make plays left and right out of his ass, and we might fuck around with the division. We really, really might. We're not going to win the AFC, I can tell you that much. If we do, that's a huge success because that is a huge that means that this last offseason was a huge foundation piece for Bo Nix. If we win the division, that's a huge foundation piece for Bo Nix. If we win the AFC, that is a massive piece for Bo Nix. Sure, it'll be kind of shadowed by the defense and how good it's going to be because our defensive line is solid. Our linebackers are solid. We got Trey Greenlaw coming from San Francisco. We got Ulungale, or whatever his name is, coming from San Francisco. We have the best cornerback in the league. We have a white cornerback in the league. Huge props on us. And we drafted that guy from Texas who's going to be really good. Oh, also, Nick Bonito is still on the Broncos. Zach Allen is still on the Broncos. I think our defense is going to be fantastic. I drafted him in fantasy in one of my leagues. I'm super pumped to watch that defense. Offensive side, we need to see Bo Nix take that next step. It's going to be I think the Titans are going to be a rollover game. I'm taking the Broncos minus the 8.5. I think it's going to be a rollover game. I really do. I don't know that Titans defense at all. I know Bo Nix is going to make a couple mistakes. It's going to be early, too. Second quarter-ish, he might throw a pick. But that third and fourth quarter, I'm telling you what, we're going to cover, and we're going to end up winning by at least 17 points. I think it's going to be kind of tight or a one-score game into the halftime, and that's me being pessimistic. I hope they're up 35-0 at halftime. But I just don't see that happening. Everyone gets paid to play. They're making millions of dollars. They're all grown-ass men playing this game. I just think late in the game, Broncos are eventually going to take over. Defense might make a play. Offense might make a deep throw or catch a screen pass and take it to the house. Just what it is. I knew I just threw a lot of options out there for you, but I just know the Broncos are going to cover this game minus the 8.5. Might be my fucking lock of the week if I'm being completely honest with you. 49ers at Seahawks. I'm hoping the 49ers get back on track this year. I want to see Christian do well. I want to see Brock Purdy do well. I want a healthy Trent Williams. I want Brandon Ayuk to come back. They lost Debo, which is fine. I think that offense is going to be a little shaky, and I think it's going to weigh on Christian and Brock Purdy in the backfield. Christian's going to have a good year. People are like, he's getting older. He's had a couple injuries. He has, but every time he's had an injury, he's always come back stronger and better. Is he going to be as fast? I don't think so, but he's still going to be strong. He's still going to be able to make cuts in left and right, and Kyle Shanahan is going to have Brock Purdy ready to go. He's going to have him locked and loaded, ready to make the right throw each and every time. You still got George Kittle, too. Phenomenal. And that defense is still going to be really good. You lost a couple players for sure, but the defense is still going to be just fine. They're still going to be a top 5 defense, top 10 defense in the league. Seahawks-wise, do I trust Sam Darnold? This is a huge game for Sam Darnold, I think. I feel like before he was in Minnesota, it was kind of like, okay, what the fuck is Sam Darnold going to do? Then he goes to Minnesota, kind of relearns how to play a quarterback, and then Seattle gives him this big-ass contract. Good for Sam Darnold for getting paid. That's awesome. That's life-changing money. You can retire in the next 2 years and be like, fuck it, I was an NFL quarterback. I have to see Sam Darnold play to even bet on him. And I know the 49ers are going to come prepared. I think the Seahawks are going to be a frisky team this year. I think they're going to go 7-10, maybe 8-9 in that area. Fuck around and win 11 games maybe, but more than that, I think 11 is even reaching high for this Seahawks team. I want to say 8. I'm going to say 7 or 8 wins this year. I'd love to be wrong. I'd be cool if they saw 10, but I still don't think they will. I'm going to stand firm with 7 to 8 wins. Give me the San Francisco 49ers minus 2.5. Lions at Green Bay. First of all, I'm taking the over. It's 47.5. Give me the over. I've only written a couple down. Give me the over. I think both these teams are going to go score. It's beautiful still in Wisconsin. I think the Lions are going to be a little shaky this year. That defense is finally healthy. You're getting what's-his-name back on the defensive end. Jared Goff, if you have Jared Goff, you're going to be in every game. They still have offensive weapons. It's just going to be a new kind of offense, a new kind of found. Not as many trick plays, all this kind of stuff. I know the offensive corner, I think it was the successor to Ben Johnson, so maybe it's still kind of a similar thing, but I'm excited to see the Lions play and see how they do without Ben Johnson. The defense, I'm not worried about. The defense will be good. And if you have, like I said, if you have Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery pounding the rock, you're going to be fine. Green Bay -2.5 doesn't feel safe to me. I know it's a home game, season opener, but I think the Lions still have something to prove this year. I know early in the show I said Green Bay might fuck around and win the Super Bowl. I just don't think it's there yet. In 3 weeks, we can talk and say, hey, maybe they're really that good. I just think it's the Lions plus the 2.5. I think they need to get back on track. They need to come out here and prove a point that, hey, Ben Johnson wasn't the offense. We're the fucking offense, and we have a solid defense in the back end. I know they lost Aaron Glenn, too, defensive coordinator. He's the Jets head coach. I just don't think it's there. Lions need something to prove. That's kind of what I'm saying. I know they lost pieces, but they need to go out there and prove that, hey, we're still the fucking Detroit Lions from last year. We're going to come out here and dominate you guys. Houston at the Rams. I don't have a read on this game. Don't have a read on this game at all. I'm excited for C.J. Stroud. I want him to be better this year. It's sophomore slump last year for sure. The Rams are just going to be so good this year. They're going to be a tough team to beat. If Matthew Stafford is throwing the rock and handing the rock off, I like the Rams in most games. Houston going into L.A., it's going to be a good game. I really do think it's going to be a game, but that Rams defense is going to be for real this year. They're up there with the Broncos, the Ravens, Houston's going to have a good defense too. I just don't know who they're running. I don't know who Houston's running back. What's his name is out. I don't know if Nico Collins is fully healthy. They lost Stephon Diggs. Not that it mattered because he tore his ACL last year. I don't know who's catching the rock. I'm taking the Rams -3.5. They got Puka. They got Devontae Adams now. Kyron Williams is still the running back. Not Matt LaFleur. Sean McVay is still the head coach. I like the Rams -3.5. I'm not sold on Houston quite yet. I like C.J. Stroud. I think he's going to have a good year, but I'm not sold on Houston yet. Sunday Night Football, we got Ravens, Bills. Over-under is 50.5. Also taking the over. Over. Boom. Bills -1.5. I don't have a read on this game. I really, really don't have a read on this game. I think the Ravens are going to be good. I think the Bills are going to be good. I think this is a future, maybe a future AFC championship game. I'm just going to ride with the home team. Josh Allen got married. He won MVP last year. Maybe Lamar had a better statistical year, but Josh Allen, MVP last year. I'm just excited to watch this game. If I had to pick a side, I'm going to pick the Bills, but I don't feel confident about it. I'll take the over, though, 50.5. I know that's a little aggressive for the first week on a Sunday night game, but I can't wait to watch this game. Sit down Sunday night, turn this game on, and be like, let's go for some points. Yeah, I legitimately don't have a read on that game or choose a side because they're both going to be in the end. They're going to both be at the end. I'm losing my voice. They're both going to be They're both going to be in the playoffs at the end of the year is what I'm trying to say. I'm sounded stupid trying to say that sentence. Then Monday Night Football, kind of a stinker. Vikings at the Bears, Minnesota -1.5. I am going to take the Bears -1.5. You might be looking at me like, Bryce, are you stupid? You know it's the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, right? And I said, yes. But I don't know how J.J. McCarthy's going to do. Yes, the Vikings have a good defense. Bears kind of got a better defense this year too. They still have some offensive weapons on the Bears. I think this is a huge year for Caleb Williams. Huge year. I think I want him to take that next leap so badly. Kind of like how CJ Stroud. I just don't know what I'm getting out of JJ McCarthy. Sure, the head coach, I always forget his name. Always forget this guy's name. And I'm going to be pissed when it shows it to me. Vikings head coach. Kevin O'Connell. Jeez, I'm stupid. I know Kevin O'Connell is going to have J.J. McCarthy ready, but that still doesn't settle his nerves as the quarterback. Yeah, he's got Justin Jefferson. He's still got Aaron Jones. He's got Mason from the 49ers. Defense is going to be solid. I just like the Bears in this spot. Yeah, it's prime time. It's going to be an ugly game. I don't know what the over-under is, but I want to lead towards the under. Under. I don't know what the number is. I'm not even going to write it down. I like the Bears plus the 1.5 at home. Get things started off right. And I don't know what I'm getting out of J.J. McCarthy. I can't reiterate that enough because I just don't think he's a good quarterback. I really, really don't think he's a good quarterback. I know Kevin O'Connell's this fucking offensive guru like Kyle Shanahan is, but I just don't think he's going to be good. I really don't. That's it. I'm done. My throat's going out. Like, comment, subscribe, do what you got to do. Talk your shit, just like Ohio State fans did. Talk your shit, what you need to do. If you're a fan of a certain team, talk your shit. It doesn't bother me. I love seeing it in the comments. That means I'm doing my job over here. But like, comment, subscribe. That's it. Till next week. Like, comment, and subscribe. Beyond the Spread.